Want to get back now to the death of Gabby Petito. Newly released audio reveals responding officers knew her fiance Brian Laundrie was accused of being the aggressor before they confronted the couple. Take a listen to the dispatch recording.
The female who got hit, they both, the male and the female, both got into the van and headed north. RP states a male hit a female domestic. He got into a white Ford Transit van, has a black ladder on the back.
We're joined by retired LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey for her expertise on this. Good morning, Sergeant. Talk to me a little bit. I guess before we even get to that point, I have some questions for you, but I do want to remind people of the video we saw as police questioned Gabby Petito. I want to play that clip.
When you slapped him those times, were you attempting to cause him physical pain or physical impairment? Was that what you were attempting to do to him?
No.
What were you attempting to do? What was the reason behind the slapping and stuff? What was it you were attempting to accomplish by slapping?
I was trying to get him to stop telling me to calm down.
Sergeant Dorsey, I want to talk to you about the officers and how they handled this dispute. What is your take on that?
You know, I've said from day one that they mishandled this whole domestic violence incident. First of all, you always want to separate the victim, the female, from the male. You want to separate the parties. You want to interview them separately. And it's not uncommon in a domestic violence situation, if you're in the midst of that cycle, for the victim, the female, Gabby in this case, to minimize and mitigate what it is that she did. And it's not uncommon for police officers to threaten those participants with arrest. Who wants to go to jail? You're traveling across country, and if there's a likelihood that anything you say and or admit to might put you in jail, of course you're going to deny it. And we know that this is problematic. We heard one of the female officers say, I wished I would have done more. I wished I would have encouraged her, that she deserved more. What this female officer knows is that civil liability is coming. She knows it, the police chief, the mayor, and ultimately the city council. They'll be writing that check to this family for the unnecessary death of their daughter.
Wow. Could there be any type of explanation here for why officers, obviously in the dispatch, they were told that Laundrie was the aggressor, yet treating Petito as the aggressor? Is there any explanation for this?
No, there isn't. Listen, I mean, we get information from dispatch, but it's just a tool in addition to. We have to use our own training and common sense at the end of the day, based on statements and questions that we ask, follow-up questions, depending on what the responses are, and make a determination as to what's going on. But once we're on scene as a police officer, and listen, I did this for 20 years, and it was not uncommon for me to take a female to the station, have her call a loved one to come and get her to make sure that she was in a safe place. So the onus was on the officers from the moment they arrived on scene to make sure that this young woman was safe. And then just to say, oh, we told them to go and sleep separately. You're going to trust that this is going to happen? You have a male standing in front of you who's trying to give you the inference that this female, little as she is, was somehow the aggressor and harming him. It's nonsensical and it's problematic.
You're right. Seeing the video and seeing how upset she was and the size, her build, again, I would agree with that too, but obviously not my department. Talk about these officers now. They're facing an internal investigation. What happens next?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, because if you go after the officers, ultimately, whatever happens, if it's adjudicated and found that they were violating their policy, that they should have done more, could have done more, all of that will be used if there's a civil lawsuit later on down the road. And so we'll have to wait and see if they try to cover these officers in an attempt to protect that organism, that department. We know if those people, Gabby and Brian Laundrie, had looked like me, I promise you, both of them would have gone to jail that night without question.
Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey, thank you so much for your expertise on this. I do want to point out you're an author of the soon-to-be published The Confidence Chronicles, the greatest crime story never told. Thank you so much for your insight and time. You have home. Tune in tonight for a special report on this case, the Gabby Petito investigation. Where is the fugitive fiance? That's at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific right here on HLN.